In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, pal.
She's Robbie.
And I'm Mary.
Oh, wait. No, I'm Robbie. She's Mary.
Oh, no, my thing's fell off.
Okay.
Okay, we'll start again.
No, you
No,
want
I
to do it
know.
again? Okay. Oh, wait, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, pal.
She's Mary.
And I'm Robbie.
No.
No, we didn't.
All right.
It doesn't
We
matter.
gotta start doing some of this stuff. Look who it is. All right, before we get there. All right, hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're excited. This is episode 4. As you can tell, I'm not Kevin Burley, but I'm wearing coffee t-shirt.
Oh,
and
yeah,
here's mine.
represent.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So you asked for it and you got it. Our first guest, you want to introduce her?
This is the beautiful Nicole Yarbrough.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, we're so excited to have
I'm
you
happy
on.
to be here.
We're so excited to have you here. Our very first guest. It's special.
It's really special.
It is special.
I feel very honored to be here.
Why is it so
That's the
special
first
for you, Mary? Let's try to tell the world that who doesn't know about Nicole.
Oh, because as soon as I met Nicole, I fell in love with her.
Oh,
And it's just been that way ever since.
Did we meet through yoga?
I met her at Earth Day at the Eco Fest
Like
At the
2 years
table
ago?
that
2
we
years
had.
ago?
3 years ago.
Oh, so I brought you guys together?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
And she's like, why don't you come to yoga with me? And I'm like, I'll do anything with her.
wow. I love it.
Okay, perfect. I met Nicole at the Best Western Lighthouse Hotel when I was 21, 22,
I don't think you were that old. I think you were 20,
19, 20.
19, 20, I want to say. Yeah.
We'll get into the story later, but
Or not.
before we,
Little tiny Robbie.
before we- ain't nothing tiny about Robbie. Anyway, highs and lows. We're gonna start.
Highs and
We
You go
won't
first.
put Nicole on the spot. You can put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Highs. What's a good angle for that? We'll go high angle for it.
There you go.
My highs are I had band practice today.
Yeah.
We recorded an EP last weekend,
Ooh.
and we have a show coming up December 14th. It's like 3 highs
And where's the show?
at Winters.
Oh, so exciting.
Back to my roots.
Oh, this is so exciting.
I know. You gonna be there?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Do I have
Yeah.
to do the low?
Yeah, you can.
My lows are
But if you don't have
only one
don't say-
person.
Yeah.
So I have to sacrifice some things, but patience and time
Yeah.
in all due process. Highs and lows for you, Mary B?
Okay, let's see. I think I'll start with a low. So, wow. On the way over here, I was like, okay, we're going to do highs and lows.
I
But I
know.
honestly couldn't think of a low,
I know. Mine was kind of bullshit anyway, so.
which feels really good. I mean,
I-
except for that life's been so busy, but that doesn't really count because I never let the young people say that. Like,
My dad doesn't use the word busy either, so.
yeah.
Yeah, not from him.
But I have 2 highs.
Okay.
Can I give
Good.
2 highs? So one is I'm in the middle of writing a grant application for a really big program. I'm excited. And 2, my youth council is presenting to the Jefferson Union High School District Board of Trustees tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So I'm proud of them, and we spent all weekend practicing, and it was great. So that's my
Nice.
double high.
I don't know what you said in the last one. Why is that significant? Nicole wants to know. Look at that face.
Why is what significant?
The presenting Board of Trustees.
Oh, because they've worked for a whole year on this project. They
It's part of the prevention work. So
It is the Pacifica Prevention Partnerships
cool.
Youth Coalition. Yeah,
Episode 2, you can see what hat that means.
that's right.
Okay,
Just
sweet.
rewind.
All right, Nicole, let's make sure I got these angles right. I've never worked the board before, so forgive me for all these awful
You're doing
cuts.
good.
All right, thanks. Nicole, highs and lows.
All right. So my highs are my job every day. I really like it. And today we had a really nice women's group, and one of our residents made us dinner, and it was a beautiful meal, simple and one of the most delicious things ever. So that was beautiful. I really am not feeling like I have lows right now. I mean, it's one of those upswing times, so I'm gonna just stay high.
I like it. We have 3 highs, 2 highs, 1 highs, and now we're just staying
That's because
high.
we're coming out of retrograde.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's true,
It
right?
is,
Stupid
yeah.
As of today,
Yeah,
really, or maybe
rolling out,
yesterday,
yeah,
Saturday,
tomorrow.
the weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, sweet. So we don't want to talk about our lives anymore. We already spent 3 episodes talking about the Robbie and Mary show.
Yeah, everybody knows now.
So if you've watched it this far, thank you very much. But now we're going to get to know Nicole a little bit. And this is what this is all about. It's 2 pals, and then you just get to meet all our other pals.
Yes.
So it's not just 2 pals.
It's not. It's all the pals.
See what we did there? So Nicole, you're from Pacifica, I understand?
You understand that, correct?
Can you tell me more about like your life in Pacifica, family, friends, and just kind of what growing up in Pacifica has kind of meant for you? And then we'll get into all the other fun stuff.
Okay. Yes, I was born here. I went to Ortega when I was from kindergarten to 8th grade. I have a sister. I went to Terra Nova, grew up on Terra Nova. My mom still lives there. She worked for the school district. A lot of people know her as Mrs. Yarbrough.
Shout out to Elaine.
Shout out. Best quilter on the planet.
Yeah.
My mom and my dad still live here, not together, but they still live here. I live in Sharp Park, just around the corner from my dad now. And I love it. And it's Pacifica is a beautiful place, and I feel happy to live here, happy to come home to Pacifica. I work in really the opposite type of environment, and so coming home to Pacifica is just special. Really every night because it's beautiful, and coming down that hill was just something that is I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it every day.
I think we can all agree with that. With that ride over the hill.
I'm a big fan of
just
Highway One.
so
I mean, today
beautiful.
even it was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So we mentioned yoga, and I think that's how we like all reconnected.
Yeah.
And even reconnected with Mary. It was through your yoga class.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about your yoga journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your what? Yeah.
The
So
yoga journey. Yeah, because I know it's been a journey for you.
It
Yeah,
has.
and there's such a transformation that occurs through yoga.
yeah, my yogini.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about yoga and just your journey from there. Like
Okay.
you can start from the Best Western Lighthouse Hotel and what happened. No, you don't go that far back, but
Oh, that's
Well,
true.
it started before the Best Western Lighthouse Hotel.
Okay.
Yoga. The longest relationship I've ever had. Was necessary one. So my first yoga class, I was pregnant with my daughter Mia. So that was in 1998, and I went to this yoga studio, or actually it was a gym in the Embarcadero because I was working at a coffee shop, and the teacher just invited me up. She said, "I think you'll like it." And the only thing I really remembered from that class was the end, the Shavasana, and being just warm in this candlelight, and it was just, I felt just so cozy and comfortable, and that was, the seed was planted, and then it was in and out of my life for many years as I became a mom and did that life, and then I had started a Bikram practice, really, what would I say? What's the word? Disciplined, like a very, I don't know what word I'm talking.
strict.
Yeah, maybe strict is the word.
Intense?
I maybe I just disciplined myself to go. And for 10 years, I did Bikram for a really long time. And it was within that practice that I decided to become a teacher. And it was one of my teachers that said, you'd be a great teacher. And I was like, you're crazy.
Do you remember your first like class that you taught? Like, or when you
Wow. Do I remember my first class that I taught? Well, my first certification was actually in kids. And so I think I did maybe a couple of kids classes. And then my next one was prenatal and postnatal. So I did a couple of really one-on-one classes with people. And I think I taught a couple classes here and there. And then I was working and I was just practicing. And then in 2013, I decided to really dedicate my life to teaching, and I quit the hotel and went to school for yoga for 3 months, and made stuff work out without really working full time, and things just fell into place. And
Where did you go
it's
to
a long
school?
journey. For yoga, I went Yoga Garden on Divisadero.
Oh, nice.
Hayden Divisadero, yeah. And that was my first real long training, 200-hour. And then my second training was in Hawaii in 2016. And that was probably the most transformational time in my life as of now. Like, I don't know if it was a lot of things, but just being in this beautiful space and practicing this ancient practice with people, like-minded people, or people that, are in the same space. And it was nice to be able to immerse in that. And that really taught me a lot about myself, which I came back from that a different person and teaching differently. And so it's like I don't even remember my first classes because I really didn't become like a confident full teacher until the second training in 2016. And after that, it's been just an interesting journey, just becoming, and being able to hear my voice. When I first did training, like in 2013, I was so nervous every time I taught. I would just sweat and I was anxious and I was like, oh my God, am I doing anything? Am I doing this right? And that second training I went, it was the same type of training, but just a different experience. And it was necessary because it was validating and it just really helped me to see how I had changed and just moved through this life with this practice. So
that's interesting that you talk about how you're like nervous, because every time I bring someone new to one of your classes, like, oh my gosh, she's so good. Like, so like you don't think
I know people tell me that, and it's
oh yeah, I know people.
But I think I was more nervous when I was trying to be so like over prepared and know exactly what I wanted to do in that class, and then I would show up and it would be this whole other thing and I would have to figure that out. And so when I stopped like preparing in a sense and just showing up and seeing what happens and how I want to move and how I think others want to move, how they tell me they need to move, and then I just create it from there. And it the last few years that has been that way, because the yoga has become more of a life thing. It's not just this practice that I'm teaching, but I'm also, there's so much to it that I don't teach, and that is just how you live and function throughout the day, and the ethics and principles and the meditation and stuff. So it's easy to teach because it's real.
I know when me and my daughter started with you, we were both so nervous because, like, I don't know, you have this idea of what yoga is and what the yoga people look like and what you're supposed to look like. And you made it so comfortable for us. It was just such a great experience. So thank you for that.
I love hearing that.
I agree.
Yeah.
You also took my yoga cherry.
Sexy.
Made it very comfortable. But yeah, we got a lot of people on the mat, I feel like, over the years. And then do you want to tell the listeners, like, if they're interested in coming to a class, where can they come find you? Or, like, how does that process work? Do they have to talk to you first, or they just show up, or what's it all about?
No, you just show up. I'm teaching in Pacifica at the Pacific Athletic Center 3 times a week, and that's Monday 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. and Tuesday nights 7 to 8 p.m. and Thursday mornings 10 to 11:30. It's a little bit longer on that one, which is nice.
Do you have any plans to do more classes in Pacifica? Or I know you're working full time and still doing yoga, so for now it's just those classes.
Right now that's all I'm doing, because I am teaching one consistent private client, and then I have one that's kind of in the wings because she's traveling on business and stuff. And then I also I'm hopefully going to be starting some classes actually by my work in a studio that my friends have opened up, called U3 Fit, Bodies on Purpose.
Yeah.
I've been seeing those posts.
Pretty awesome spot. I just picked up my dinner there today. It's amazing. It's a private gym, so she had the owner, Lawanda, has a space that she teaches private clients, but it's also a cafe. So she has really healthy food, mostly keto, so low carb. And where I work in Bayview is it's hard to get healthy food out there. So it's been a beacon. Like I will spend my money there because I'm not, it was like fried fish and French fries, or maybe I'll get a bunless burger instead.
Mary, anything else you want to add while we're on the yoga hype? Before
I do, actually, because you've been really generous to our community. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you've given, like, through the Resource Center, just like with your services? Because I think it's really important.
Well, I got introduced to the Resource Center Yeah, Robbie. I remember the first conversation I had with him. He was like pumped. Like I'd never seen him like that before. And I'm like, oh, I want to listen to you right now. This whole, it was so great. And we just started talking, and he wanted to get yoga started there, and we wanted to offer it to the clients and to the employees at the resource center as well, and to the public. And so we offered it twice a week, one night that was free for the workers and for the clients, and then one night that was paid for by the community to offset the other. And we did that for a little while. And I also have donated during the Lollapalooza, the Bommapalooza, and that's my ongoing client. She has bid again this year, so we're keeping it going. And
she won again.
Yeah, she did.
Hi, Jeanette.
Yay, Jeanette!
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
it's been great. That's been a great experience, and I'm happy that we get to continue.
Yeah, that was really cool because after we worked together, 10, 15 years ago or something, we lost touch. But then once we opened Breakers, you would always come in with the kids you were babysitting.
Yes.
And then that's when I was like, we still talk on social media here and there.
Yeah, we always touch base every few years.
We're always still connected.
Yeah.
But now our bond is crazy.
That's how we get back together too, is at Breakers.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's a Breakers thing.
I know. My dad's going to like this episode.
Yeah, he is.
Also, to note, Nicole was part of the board as well. So,
yes,
recently you had to step down, but
yes.
I think that's good because you're, like I said, there's only one person. So,
yeah.
No, it was great to have you on the board, and then the fact that you still contribute. What is it, like a year's worth of private lessons? I think it helped raise almost $1,000. So that's awesome. That and that was one of my goals, is to have locals, neighbors helping neighbors, but local contributors. And then it's just a net gain for the resource center. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about what you do for a living and how because you said that was one of your highs. So what for the folks who don't ever leave Pacifica and don't know there's a world out there, to talk to us about Bayview Hunters Point.
There's a world out there. So I work out in Bayview Hunters Point, and it's been quite an experience. I've been out there for 3 years. I started out there with the YMCA teaching yoga, and I was teaching 3 days a week, and then I worked for the African American Holistic Wellness Department as an admin assistant, which was good for a little bit, but I'm not really made to be an assistant, so I got another job within the YMCA.
I think you need a T-shirt with that, like a coffee mug.
Maybe I do. I'm going to put that on the list. So I applied for another job up in our offsite, which is called Hunter's View, out on Hunters Point, which is the newly built public housing area in the Hunters Point area. And I'm the resident activities coordinator there, and that's what I do full time. And it's been quite an experience. I've been there just a little bit over a year. And it's such an amazing community, and it has its highs and its lows, and the highs are the people and how, it's just an amazing experience, and it's new every day. And we have women's groups and men's groups and paint nights and book clubs. And we have a partnership with the public library, San Francisco Public Library, and we have started STEM classes, and they come out to our events and do crafts. And I established the recording studio that is now up there, and that's been amazing and challenging.
You got a podcast?
You do your own podcast there.
I know.
If we have you back up, back up towards the wall.
Sorry,
because all your fans are gonna be like, "We can't see her."
Oh,
all right, cool.
Can't.
Yeah, that's perfect right there.
I just keep getting closer to me. That's all.
Hey, she ain't mad at you.
So it's a great job. I work with an amazing team that have just become family, and it's an interesting job because it's social work, but it's also within this housing. So there's parts of my lighthouse days that show up in that connect, everything is somewhat connected. And so it's interesting there. But working out in Hunters Point definitely has its challenges, and but it has been one of the most fulfilling experiences that I've had within a job, and especially like a job for a larger company. The YMCA is huge, and they've been around forever, and they have been one of those companies that I saw myself working for because I knew that they were about this kind of work, the community. And I left the hotel because I didn't want to deal with vacationers complaining about
being on
being like, can I swear? Okay. I should have asked you that at the beginning. Anyway, complaining about shit that they shouldn't even be complaining about because you're good, and I'm a hospitable person. That's why I worked well in the hotel, but I needed to use my powers for good, basically. That matters.
Stole my line.
So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, the YMCA is.
You also recently won an award. Do you want to toot your own horn real quick?
Good call, Robbie. I was going to say that.
Yeah, I got Employee of the Year for the branch, which was amazing. It's interesting, and it's I posted it felt uncomfortable because I don't generally. You don't work to get awards, and it wasn't even on my radar. But my coworker nominated me, and that was amazing because she's gotten it before, and she does amazing work. She just got back from New York talking about housing, and so she's. I've learned so much, and she's like how we, that connection. Those people that just come into your life, you get put in these places, and these people show up, and you're like, oh yeah. We're about to do some stuff,
Right.
So we've got an amazing energy up there, so it's been great.
Well, congratulations. We're really proud of you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job on the podcast, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I'm a little nervous.
We got about 9 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
Mary, you wanna ask anything like new which tips for fun or anything, or what's anything else you want to go with?
Well, I think I like how you connect with the ocean. And so because of where you live, right? And so you're able to do that. I want to talk a little bit about that because I just think that's really cool.
I love the ocean. I love living in Shore Park. I count when I moved to the apartment that I'm in, I live 50 steps from the edge of the earth, and if I could get closer, I would, but I'm good for now. I can't go the other direction. I'm like westbound only. And yeah, I love it. I love being near the ocean. We just had this conversation in our women's group because we had to decide if we wanted to. There was a bunch of questions, but my coworker decided she would rather live under the sea instead of the sky, right? So we were talking about just our connection with the ocean, and how even when you get into the water, and how amazing it feels, not here, but in Hawaii and places like that. And it's just so calming, and I don't know what, I don't even know what it is, but there's just this magic about being by the ocean that I think keeps me sane. I don't know, the water, the sound of it, the beauty of it, we're so lucky. It's like crazy. We're so lucky.
And I know some of us don't even, we take it for granted, so we don't go put our feet in the sand. There's just something about that just grounds you completely.
Absolutely. I don't do it as much as I wish I did, put my feet in the sand. But when I do get that chance, it's like you don't even want to leave. I'll be late for stuff. I'm doing that, or searching for sea treasures, like sea glass. But yeah, it's like the best thing to do if you want to, especially if you think you're bored. Just do that and sit by yourself, and you be fascinated as to what comes up. It's meditation. You let your breath just get into it, and then things just start flowing away or making sense,
I feel like we should have you bring your drum
She did bring her
Oh,
drum.
shit.
You didn't know that?
Damn.
Yeah, she's
Surprise.
got her drum. She should break it out. Might as well break it out.
Maybe we, I mean, what's like a good timing for a drum? Like a minute of mindfulness or what?
Maybe like 30 seconds.
Okay.
'Cause-
You want to, we'll end on that note?
yeah, let's
Okay.
do
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
We'll get
before we
ready.
bust out the
You
drum,
tell me.
I just want to know, like, you know, any hopes and dreams, anything you want to share to maybe the young viewers watching, maybe aspiring yoginis, or maybe just people who just want to live a more positive life. Like, do you have any mantras or anything that you can share with us, or just, you know?
So the one that I've been saying for the last 3 years, I just had the Facebook flashback post. At the end of my class, most every class, I say peace begins with me, and I request people either say it to themselves or say it out loud if they'd like to. I got that actually from a friend who I was teaching a kids class with, and I think it's just a powerful set of words that is something that we have to really tell ourselves and remember, because we really are the only people that we can control, and we need peace in our lives. And I think yoga is such a great tool that we are really lucky that exists for us to find some peace, because it's within ourselves that we need to find the peace. There's always going to be shit that's going on. And it's, about how we can react. And we're not perfect people. We're humans. We all do things, but this practice, I really don't know if where I would be without it. Because, life is tough. Life is tough. And that is, yoga's my church. Yoga's who I go to, because it allows me that time to just appreciate myself, to move through myself, to appreciate what has been created, by the Almighty, whoever that is for you. And if you don't really take the time to stop and smell your roses, basically, just take a second, take an hour for yourself.
Some people can't even get 2 minutes.
That means you need more. That's the cliche, right? If you can't find it, you need more. And that's true. I mean, I hear this commercial, it trips me out that there's 13 million vacation days unused by Americans. 13 million vacation days.
It's a dog eat dog world.
It's crazy.
Can't take breaks. What are you talking about?
And so that's why I feel, even if your yoga practice is 5 minutes or whatever, even if it's just sitting for a minute and just paying attention to your breath, allowing yourself to just slow down and check in.
Yeah.
There's so much to you, and you have to work with you to get all that other shit done. So, yeah.
Such a good reminder.
Amen,
I really,
sister.
really needed to hear that. I did. I'm sure a lot of people need to hear it.
Yeah. One more time for the people in the back. Peace begins with me.
Peace begins with me.
You know, Kid Cudi says that in a new song with Kanye West.
Not really a Kanye West. Did you see my post today?
Oh no. What do you got to take Christian Genius Billionaires, huh?
Oh, you saw it, right?
Oh no, but I just have read it. So
well, no, it's a picture of him and Joel Osteen.
Oh yeah, you put an okay. What was that, for white power or was that for okay?
Oh no, that's okay. Come on.
No, I was telling Mary that's white power.
Well, I know, but it wasn't.
That freaks me out.
It wasn't. This was okay, oh my god. No,
Yeah.
I feel
Millennials.
ruined.
Yeah, it
I
freaks me
can't.
out.
It's not. It's not.
This
Obviously.
is the class of generations right here. But it is.
No, because they got together, those two, but then there was that Living Color episode. You have to see it, of Jim Carrey.
And did the okay.
You have to watch it.
It wasn't clear. It wasn't clear, but that makes sense.
It is so fucking funny.
All right,
But
so from
it's
Kanye West, we're gonna segue to
fascinating.
your tongue drum.
Yeah.
Will you are you actually gonna do a thing for us? So,
Well, I just play it. There's no
but can you
rhyme or
talk and
reason.
calm people's nerves? If we just clip this.
Oh,
by
I don't know
itself?
if I'll need to talk. I mean, this does a lot.
This does the talking for
This,
you.
I don't. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, I will set people up before I start to play. That's what
Okay,
I'll do.
yeah. Set us up and then
Okay.
take us
Nice.
So wherever
ready.
you are,
Ready for a mindfulness minute.
home. Yeah.
for mindfulness minute.
Okay.
Um,
cool. Let me. What? And what? Which camera is that? Which camera are we on? How do we feel? Does that feel good?
Oh, this is fine.
All right, sweet.
So before we begin, and if you want to join
And
the...
then people are going to complain that this was blocking the whole time. My apologies to all Nicole's friends and family.
Oh.
Hey, you looking good, girl. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Great.
So
How can I
just...
get out of it?
I don't want you out of it.
No, you're right there. You gotta like look at her and all of her awe.
All right. So if you want to join the meditation minute, or it's really going to be about 30 seconds, but you can put it on repeat. Find a place to sit that's comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Make sure your feet are flat. And just check in with the shoulders. You know, they get very tense throughout the day. So let the shoulders release away from the ears. Let the chest feel a little bit lifted. And then take a few deep breaths and see if you can arrive where you are. And sometimes that's hard because we have a lot of stuff going on and our mind wanders. And so check in with the thoughts and see if you can file them away. Just for a moment, and take a couple breaths. And keep that breath moving slowly and consistently. Don't hold it at any time. And whenever the mind starts to wander, just bring it back to that in and out breath, that ebb and flow.
Look at those eyes. We'll edit that part out of me going, whoa. Everyone's all calm down and hear my stupid ass voice. Nicole, thank you so much. We love you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So much.
You were
It was fun.
I think you were first on my little vlog experiment, and now you're the first on my pod experience.
Yes.
Super special. I'm gonna go
Thank
get a
you so
lotto
much.
ticket.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, girl, stay.
Namaste, Al.
All right, thanks
Stay
everyone
all
for watching.
day.
I'm Robbie. She's Mary. That was Nicole. We're two
Two
pals.
pals.
Kevin, we miss you. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
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 Bye.